Welcome to Couch Convo with Coach Karla. I am your host, Coach Karla. I'm a therapist and I have been doing therapy for the past 20 years. As always, we're going to bring you life tips as Dr. Key. Dr. Key has a long list of accomplishments, but I'm just going to share a few of them with you. She earned her degrees from nationally accredited universities and utilized her Bachelor of Science in Business Administration, Master of Business Administration, and Doctor of Philosophy in Urban Higher Education to be a change agent in the communities that she serves. She is known for her millionaire chick, is it chick or cheek?
Chick.
Millionaire chick events, quarterly entrepreneur prayer and fast, and take your Mondays back. That sounds exciting. Mm-hmm. Every other Monday on the She Uplifts Facebook Live. Welcome.
Thank you. I'm so excited to be here.
Thank you so much for making she made a journey to come and be with us from Mississippi.
Yes, indeed.
So tell us a little bit about yourself, maybe some things that you like. What are some of your favorites?
Okay, I really like to read. I got that not so long ago, but especially in the PhD program, having to read all those researches and all of that. And so I finally got the love of reading. It just takes you on a journey. I love being a mother. I love being a wife. I love being a community advocate, doing things in the community, making people helping people meet their desire is what makes me so excited and keeping me doing this journey.
Okay, awesome. So what inspired you to be a coach?
So I was coaching before I knew I was coaching. I believe a lot of people didn't know that. But especially during the time I was getting these degrees, I was getting married, I was having children, and I thought to myself, I'm trying to be Superwoman and I can't handle it, right?
Yeah.
And so I went to my mother, I never forget, and I said, how do you do it all? I can't cook, I can't clean, I can't do this career thing, I can't do all of this.
Yeah.
You're going to have to give me some help. And she said, well, I couldn't do it all either. I said, but you didn't show me that, right? And so I finally said to myself, I want to show other women that you don't have to be Superwoman. And your household doesn't have to look like everybody else's household.
Right.
So I said, let me coach women to get to their desired level. And it may not include having children or cleaning the house or cooking, you know? And so I wanted to show people a real person who goes through real struggles and help them through that journey.
Yeah, and a lot of people struggle with how to balance everything, and especially now as we are approaching the holidays. It's not only juggling the holidays, but our relationships, our normal social life. And my birthday is coming up, so I've been planning for my birthday. So, it can be very overwhelming. And a lot of times it can be really helpful to have somebody else like yourself to help us on that journey.
Right.
And so you actually have children. How many children do you have?
I have 3, and I have a 9-month-old, y'all. So I just had another baby, but I'm excited about it.
Oh, you're doing good.
I'm doing real good.
Okay.
Like the little girl on Norbert, you're doing good.
You're doing great.
Telling myself that.
You're doing good.
Thank you.
All right. Have you always had an entrepreneurial spirit?
I have. I am the baby of the family, and the age range for my sisters is large, right? And so, but I always had to get up by myself. I wanted to know different things, and if I didn't know, I wanted to find out. And so I've always wanted to have my own, or be that leader, or be that change agent. And so it's just been in my spirit ever since I can kind of remember.
That's good. So I bet you've worked with a lot of people. Now, do you strictly work with people in Mississippi, or are your clients in different parts of the region?
So when I first started out in 2019, of course it was more local, but when the pandemic happened and everything went online and Facebook and all of that, I did get a chance to grab other clients in different areas. And so it's not just a local thing. I want to help women all over the country, all ages, and just to get them, to let them know we may be in different cultures, we may be in different communities, but we share some of the same struggles and inspirations. So my clientele is kind of all over.
That's good.
Yeah.
Okay, so you have a diverse clientele.
Yes.
Now, can people get virtual services from you?
Yes, most of our services are virtual. Like I said, before the pandemic, it really pushed all of those things to virtual. And so that life coaching, you can get virtual. The business coaching, you can get virtual. Even our entrepreneur prayer, all those kind of things, different events. We try to have some things in person, but we really push more for virtual so that we can reach more audiences.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about the business coaching that you offer.
Okay, so most of the times when people wanted to start their own business, they don't know where to start. They know to get your LLC, they know all of that. But what I really dive deep into is making sure that you have a plan, making sure that you're consistent, right? And making sure being that accountability partner, certainly like life coaching, but being that accountability partner to say, okay, if you want to do a storefront, are you at that season? Are you at that point to get that storefront?
Yeah.
What revenue are you bringing in? What's your expenses?
Right.
Are you ready for that overhead? Like I ask the questions, those challenging questions
Right.
that you probably wouldn't ask yourself. And it's not dampering down on your, your vision or your idea, but it's really asking those really questions that you're going to face as a business owner and getting you to the place that you desire to be.
And I always say 2 heads are better than one.
Yes.
And so when you're investing that type of money as far as starting a business, you want to get someone else's eyes on your paperwork, be able to, go through it with you. You want to have somebody you can bounce your ideas off of. And so that's one of the services that she offers.
Yes, indeed.
Okay.
And you can find that services follow our Facebook page on She Uplift LLC. Or go to our website at www.sheupliftllc.com.
Okay.
Yep.
So for people who get discouraged or disheartened as they go throughout their entrepreneur journey, what's been one of the biggest challenges that you face as an entrepreneur?
One of those things, and I'm sure all entrepreneurs get it, and one of those things are trying to get other people to believe your vision. But what you have to understand as an entrepreneur, nobody should understand that vision but you, because the vision was given to you. You just manifest and work the vision, and other people will see the vision.
Okay.
A lot of entrepreneurs try to convince others or get confirmation from others to say, should I do this? Is this the great thing to do? But you just do the work. And consistency will show that this is the right thing to do.
Okay. So as people launch out, get started, one of the big things is people just getting started.
Yeah.
But as people launch out and get started, people will begin to catch on to the vision as they do the work.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So I want to get a few current events in here.
Okay.
Now, we know that the writer's strike went on for a while.
It did.
But it has ended now. What are your thoughts about the strike and how you feel it's going to impact TV? Or are there some TV shows that you're looking forward to coming back onto the scene?
Yeah, so when the strike happened, everybody wanted to know what was going on. But you have to understand that sometimes things have to happen for people to see the importance of your role, right? And so these writers decided to go on strike. And they were just fighting for things that they know that they can do. They wanted better things, those kind of things. And sometimes we have to do that personally, right? We have to make some choices or some sacrifices to show other people that, hey, I need more. I have done this, I need more. And so if this is something that they just had to do, if it's something that, had to make drastic changes, then that's just something that they have to do. And that's a personal decision. But you have to sometimes put yourself first to get what is needed. And I believe these writers realized they knew their value, they knew their worth, they knew that, they were an important part of the media and that they needed to do this to get what's best for them.
Yeah, and it was really important. I think it's actually going to help all of us in the long run, because I know one of the things was the whole AI thing and making sure that writers aren't looked over for jobs
Right.
because of AI. And I think that's something that's going to help the average everyday person.
Right.
Because we want to make sure our jobs aren't taken away by
Right.
AI as well.
Right. And
So-
sometimes you have to hit it where it hurts, So when you take those shows and you take those writers, those shows that you love to see, Family Business and all of those things, those shows become part of our lives.
Yeah, they do. They do.
And so when you take that away from the consumer who's paying for those things,
Yeah.
people begin to look when money is involved.
You're right.
Yeah.
You're right. And then just thinking about the actors too, because the actors went on strike and then it was the writers. I really didn't realize how low their pay is sometimes. Like even actors who have notoriety. I know Terrence Howard came to Memphis in the past couple of weeks to
Right.
promote a movie. And he was saying that he only got paid $12,000 for Hustle and Flow.
Wow.
And I was shocked.
And that was a huge movie.
It was a
It was
huge
a
movie.
Huge movie. And I heard Tyler Perry was talking about how he paid Cicely Tyson $1 million because he knew that they had to, once you get an older actor, you don't get the jobs and stuff that you normally get. And
Yeah.
also he want to set a standard. If you're getting this kind of money, then your agent will start at that type of salary. So
Yeah.
it's important. We see them on TV and they're making all this kind of money, but it's not as much as we think it is.
Yeah, it's not what we think it is.
Yeah.
And I don't want, that's one thing that really bothers me personally is people counting other people's
Money.
coins. We don't know what people make, and then even if we do know what they make, we don't know what their expenses are.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. That's just one of my pet peeves.
Don't count my coins. That's what you're saying.
Yeah. So speaking of pet peeves, one of the things that I noticed on TV was a Red Lobster commercial. Now the thing about this Red Lobster commercial is it had black people in it.
Okay.
But they bit off of Shirley Caesar's Thanksgiving song. What is it? It's Rams, Hogs,
tomatoes.
yeah, all of that. So they hit it. They hit it a little bit. And y'all will see it. But I was like, I don't know how to feel about that because
that's
I'm
Shirley
like,
stuff.
that's Shirley stuff. That's black culture.
Yes.
And because I know, I think I only heard like 3 or 4 words, and they just kind of hinted at it. Shirley ain't getting no money
Well,
from
off
that.
that, right.
I don't
Right.
like stuff like that.
Exactly.
And then, now, I like Red Lobster, so let me be clear. But I don't like the fact that big companies, I'm going to say, take advantage
Yes.
of the little people.
Yes.
Because what's wrong with reaching out to Shirley and saying, hey, we like that song, the Thanksgiving song, we've seen it, and here's what we want to give you for that.
Right. And you would think something as big as Red Lobster will reach out, just for legal purposes and all that kind of things. But
Yeah.
I have seen that some people just use people's stuff and just keep it moving.
Yeah,
Not paying them.
unfortunately.
Yeah.
But as we continue to advocate for ourselves and our rights, that's the only way that things like that are going to change. Yep.
You're exactly right.
Okay. So listen, as we prepare for the holidays, Thanksgiving is next week. I can't
It is.
believe
Can you believe
it.
that?
I know. The year is winding on down.
It is.
What holiday traditions do you have that you enjoy?
So I have a huge family. I even have extended family. And so we house hop. I don't know if anybody else do that. So
Yeah.
we leave our home and we go to my in-laws' house. After we leave my in-laws' house, we go to my mother's house. Then I go to my dad's house. And it's an all-day thing.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
then I used to love to stay the night and then go up to Black Friday, but I try not to even
Mess with Black Friday anymore. We can't do it anymore.
Right.
It's not safe. Yeah.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
we just enjoy family. We just house hop.
Okay. Well, that's what we used to do. But
Uh-huh.
this year, we're going to have a big thing at one cousin's house.
Okay, that's
And I mean,
good.
this is like my second and third cousins.
Okay.
So it's going to be interesting. It's going to be fun,
Well,
but it's
that's
going to be
good.
interesting.
It's fun to have family around. Anyway, yeah.
So one of the things I noticed this week, one of the ice cream companies, they're just coming out with all kinds of different flavors, but they came up with a Thanksgiving ice cream flavor.
I wonder what that tastes like.
I don't know. What I think it was like a mixture of different things that we would eat for Thanksgiving.
Okay.
But a lot of people really weren't rocking with it. But then, you got some people that just want to try stuff, How would you feel about trying the Thanksgiving flavored ice cream?
I don't know about the thing, unless it's like some sweet potato pie or something.
Oh, sweet potato pie would be good.
Yeah.
But they didn't name it sweet potato pie ice cream, though.
So I don't know about trying that.
Right. So no telling what's going on there. I think Willy Wonka comes out. I think that movie comes out in December.
Okay.
Oh gosh, and then we've also got The Color Purple that's coming out on Christmas Day. Do you think you'll do it on Christmas Day?
I don't think I'll do it on Christmas Day.
Okay.
But I'll probably do it immediately after.
Well, I thought I was going to do it after, but my family asked me about doing the Christmas Day, so I'm all for it. If the fam want to go, let's do it.
Yeah. And then you want to get those ratings up too when they come out. So that's true.
But I'm on the fence. I know Oprah asked us to wear purple, but I really want to wear my red or green for Christmas. So I'm really on the fence about what I'm going to wear.
Right.
Yeah, when we go to the movie.
It's Christmas.
Because it's Christmas time.
Right.
I'm going to feel a little funny with that purple on Christmas Day. Yep. Well, I wanted us to also give people some tips to handle the holidays. What tips do you have? I mean, it's a high stress time. People worry about money.
Yeah.
People worry about gaining weight. What are some tips that you have to share?
One thing I always share with my family, and I try to do myself, is during this season to sit in the blessings, right? To look around and see, it may not be where you want it to be, but listen, it's better than it could be, right? You look around, you see your family, because we have to understand there are some people that are going to be experiencing some holidays for the first time without their husband, their wife, their sons, their daughters, and some of us still have those loved ones there. And so just sitting there and just thinking and looking and remembering the blessings that we have. That's the first thing I try to do. And so those other things don't even matter. But I also try to sit with my children and read certain books and try to do our own kind of traditions. And so when you do that, they get happy about those things and not so much about the money that you spend and all those kind of things. And just remembering what these seasons are all about. The marketing and the media pushes, to buy all these things, but really in actuality, it's about family, loving on each other, doing things. And so that's what we got to bring back. And we do that by having that done within our own families, right? So just sitting back and looking and see what you really have and what you didn't have last year, but you have now, or 5 years, how far you have came.
How far you have come.
5 to 10 years ago. And so I do that. And then I just, I kind of feel like my mama now. I remember her being in the kitchen and she would be just smiling and looking. And I would think, what's on her mind? And she's just enjoying the family that she created and the blessings that are happening. And so when we focus more on that, the other things doesn't even matter.
Absolutely. Okay, so y'all, she said, be grateful. Be grateful. And I like the fact that you said sit in it. Because the holidays can be a time where we're rushing and we really don't get a chance to enjoy it. And when it's over with, we look back and we say, what happened?
And you're tired. It's a lot. And the holidays will never be perfect. We know how you want to make everything perfect. This perfect, that perfect. It's perfect because you're there, because the family is there. It's something will always go wrong. So just enjoy and sit in it.
And, teach the kids, make sure you teach the kids about the meaning of the season, that it is about family being together. Right. And maybe even making sure you do some activities like some games so that the kids can get the point that it's not just about toys. Right. And then also thinking about kids at this time of the year who don't have, what our kids have. That's important for kids to think about that, and that helps them be grateful for where they are and what they have. And start new traditions. One year, and I think we're going to try to do this every year, I have my kids to clean out some of their toys and stuff that they no longer use or they got last year, so to make room for the new toys, and just have them sit out and tell them, their community, come get it. No price, no nothing, those kind of things. So just create those traditions. That's good. To give back. Those toys pile up real quick. want people to be mindful that decision fatigue is real. I see people stressing out about what to buy for people, what to cook, how to celebrate the holiday, all of those different things. And so just make sure you're pacing yourself, taking a break, using your coping skills, breathing, and also reaching out to others for support. Or even consider going to therapy. You know, now's a good time for you to do that as we round out the end of the year. So just don't put too much pressure on yourself. Pace yourself. That's important.
Very important.
All right. I like the fact that you did mention grief that people might be experiencing, because I want people to be mindful that a lot of people lost people during COVID. And I mean, even like on the heels of it, as close as most recent as in the past year, people have still lost loved ones, especially older loved ones due to COVID. And so keep all of those people in mind. Check on people to see how they're doing, you know, if you can do that, and make sure you do your self-care. All right. We also want to see if anybody wanted to call in 244-6874. You can call in now if you have questions about holiday tips, ways to celebrate the holiday, or even if you have questions for Dr. Key as she's here. She's a life coach, women's empowerment coach out of Mississippi, and she's here to answer questions. And we're here to take your feedback and commentary if you have that on tonight. So in addition to now I know you're from Mississippi, but here in Memphis, we are experiencing some crime issues, and it continues to get worse each day. I know over the weekend we had some smash and grabs. Well, it was a big smash and grab. About 40 people went into one gas station. What I want to say is, if those things continue, one thing that can happen is we can end up having martial law in Memphis. We can end up having a curfew for the holidays. They could tell all of us we can't come out. We got to be in the house by 8 p.m. And I think that's something that people don't think about, but it's something that really could happen. Okay, well, if y'all can't, you know, contain yourselves, then we're going to bring in people from the outside of the city to help bring law back. And I know that crime isn't just happening just in Memphis, but unfortunately it's really gotten out of hand. And so that's something that people, you know, I hope people think about. And then think about how what you're doing is impacting the economy and hurting people, hurting jobs. Because another thing that can happen with those smash and grabs is those stores can start saying, hey, only one person at a time in the store, only two people at a time in the store. And I mean, that could actually be an issue for people who need to get food or, you know, gas. I mean, that's just not going to be convenient for a lot of people. And we don't want to have our community, you know, be policed in that way. It's just really unfortunate. But how do you feel when you hear about things like that?
When you see those kind of things, you know that there's something going on that's causing people to do the things that they're doing. And even though you cannot be the solution to it, but we really do need that community to come back like it used to. When they say it take a village to raise a child, some things we can not completely eliminate, but we can decrease. So if it's your child and they're, you know, doing smash and grab, well, of course they're bringing things home, right? And you know you didn't purchase those things for your children. And so you have to be watchful. If you know, individuals, and we stay in some small communities, and so everybody knows everybody. But if you know some things are going on, there should be one respectful person in the community that can say, son, this is not right. Let's not do this. What you're doing is hurting other people in the community, and this could happen, and you can put yourself in a situation where you could be, killed and murdered, and we're looking over you. And so I know there has been so much crime that we don't want to say anything, and a lot of people are scared. But at the end of the day, if the advocates that were here, Dr. Martin Luther King and all these other advocates, if they stay quiet, where will we be?
Right.
And so we have to step up to do what is needed. You know, we're not saying you be the police, but we're saying if you see someone that's in trouble and they're doing something that they shouldn't do, someone should be in the community to be a respectful person to say, son, this is not right.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, I know we talk about prayer,
Right.
when some people are like, it's going to take more than prayer. It is going to take more than
Right.
prayer. But I don't want us to stop praying.
Right, please don't.
I want us to keep praying and take action.
Right,
You know?
because the Bible said prayer without work is dead. So you got to work a little bit too.
Yeah, absolutely. And we're going to pray, and we're going to pray without ceasing.
Yes.
So because we want things to get better for our city, we want our children to be able to grow up in safer,
Yes.
in safer communities. And really just look, we're going to have to look out for one another more.
Yes.
We just got to do it.
Yes, and expect more. You know, the vision got to be that it's going to be better. You know, we can't think that Memphis or whatever city that has high crime is going to stay the same. We got to want better and see the vision of better.
Yeah. All right. Well, any other last words you want to share with our audience as we get ready to get out of here?
Only thing, I'm just so excited to be here. Thank you for this opportunity.
You're welcome.
I'm just here doing what I have been called to do, and the purpose. I'm walking in my purpose. I don't know if y'all see how excited I am.
Yes.
But I am really walking in my purpose, and I want you to know tonight that whatever your vision is, whatever your idea is that it can happen. You just got to put in the work, and you got to change your mindset. That's why I have Take Your Mondays back on Mondays, because people hate when Monday comes. It's time to go to work, right?
Yes,
People hate
yes.
it. But I decided to say, no, I'm going to take my Monday back, because I am the captain of this ship. I'm going to determine my culture and my atmosphere and all those kind of things. And so you got to take your vision back. You got to take your desire back and go forward.
All right.
Yeah.
And how can people follow you on social media?
Right. So, of course, my personal page is Dr. Nikisha Watts, but I am with She Uplifts LLC on Facebook and on Instagram. You can also get on our website, which is www.sheupliftllc.com. So call me, inbox me, get your appointment for life coaching and business coaching, whatever it is. I want to see you do better, and that's my goal, to push you to your desired level.
All right. Thank you so much. You've
Thank
been a
you.
wonderful guest.
Thank you.
And you're always welcome to the couch. You all, thank you for joining us for Couch Convo with Coach Karla. We're here on Thursday nights at 7:15 p.m. live, as well as on YouTube. And also check us out on Friday nights on Xfinity Channel 17 at 7 p.m. Thank you so much for joining us. Good night.
Bye.
SCP.